I was driving to work this morning and this thing just died on me while I was driving, and you know, all the electrical stuff's hooked up to switches and it was all very faint if it would come on at all, and the flashers would barely come on. So it's obviously electrical related. The battery is brand new, so it's probably an alternator. So we're gonna pull that out and see. I just checked it before I threw the new engine in, so it was good then, but it could have gone out since then, so we'll see. But yeah, I'm just gonna yank the battery and take it to the store just to check it and also get it charged well. And then the alternator looks kind of bad, but it's really not that hard to get out. So just yank those out and take them both out there and see what's good. And if both of those are good, that means it has to be a wiring issue, which is pretty much worst case scenario, but you know, we'll see. Alright, so just got back from O'Reilly's where I learned that this is still good, so this is not our problem. And they're still charging the battery, but I'm going to go ahead and throw this back in. And I just need to check the wires and make sure the belt's good and tight. Something was wrong and the battery wasn't recharging, so I'm just going to throw it all back together and then go back and get the battery later and throw it back on and then test to see if the battery's charging, you know, with a multimeter. So here we go. Come here, buddy. You supposed to be out here? Oh. I don't know, no collars. But y'all gonna help me work on this truck? No? Okay, so I was putting the alternator back on and I noticed this piece here. I can get it. Alright, so this is the piece that fastens the alternator to the tension arm, and it's essentially what tightens the serpentine belt there. And this bolt is actually bent really bad, so I'm wondering if I'm not actually able to get the tension that I need on the belt because of this bent bolt. So while the battery's charging, I'm gonna go and get a new bolt and see if I can get more tension on that belt and see if that fixes my problem. So yeah, when I put it together, I just got it as tight as I could and it wouldn't go any tighter, so I figured that was it, but it may not be it, so we'll see. Alright, as you can see, it's dark out, but I want to get this done because I want to drive it tomorrow. So find this corner light in here. So I got the alternator back in, it's checked, so I know it's good. And I went and got a new bolt for this tensioning thing because this one, like I said, is bent and I don't think it's letting me get enough tension on the belt to spin the alternator. So I'm going to put this in with its new bolt and put everything back together and see if it's charging right. Okay, so the bolt didn't quite fit. Notice how it gets thinner right here. This one was not that way, and it has to be that way to fit on the bracket where it goes. So I just took a grinder and ground this down a little bit and got a couple washers to throw on it. I just put them on here so I wouldn't lose them. So let me go see if this will work. Alright, so we got that piece in over here. Got the belt good and tight. Got everything else put on. Got the battery in. So now I'm going to crank it up and test it with this and see if it's charging right. So got that fixed. Alright, so I really don't like the look of these factory turn signals. They looked a lot better with the bumper in there, but without it, they just don't look good. And I'm not going to run a bumper because this huge intercooler is in the way, at least for now. So I'm just going to delete these because they don't stay on very well. I had to kind of rig them on to pass inspection, and they're kind of falling off again, and I really just don't like them and don't feel like I need them. So instead of using those, I'm going to wire the blinkers to these, and I can just get rid of those altogether. I think that'll work good. If I cared a whole lot, I would probably just figure out a way to run both blinkers and running lights in these, but I just don't feel like I need the running lights. I think it'll be just fine without them, so that's what I'm going to do. And I already actually wired it over here and tested it, you know, just chopped the plug for this and spliced it to the plug for this one, and it works just fine. So I'm just going to wire all that up and then I can take these off for good. Alright, got them all wired in and taped up all nice as I get anyways, but should be waterproof. And tested them one last time before I installed them. They do work, both of them, so just gotta screw them in and it's gonna be it. That's how she looks after it's done. Looks much better. I'm pretty happy with it. Take it for a spin. I need to clean up all this wiring at some point, but I'll do that sometime when I'm getting around to painting it. So right now, it's not going anywhere. So that'll work. Oopsie. Okay, so the truck died again on me on the way to work, so I've been fooling around with it and doing some research, and I found out that on the 99 Eclipse that this engine came out of, some of them they didn't put an alternator relay on, which means that if your dash cluster is unplugged, then your alternator won't charge. So I just plugged the cluster back in and the alternator charges just fine. Getting a solid 14 out of it. And that's with the fans on and everything, so yeah, that's good enough. I mean, that'll keep the battery alive. So yeah, if you do this and you have a later DSM that doesn't have an alternator relay on it, then you just gotta leave the dash plugged in. The cluster, to be specific. So if it's gonna be plugged in, I might as well just put it right here where the glove box goes. I don't have a glove box anyway, so I'll need to do a little bit of moving and cutting wires and stuff to get it to reach over there, but I'll just let it sit right there so I can see what's going on over there too. So yeah, glad to have this thing charging so I can drive it again.